PepsiCO CFO says more price hikes could be on the way in the first quarter. PepsiCO CFO Hugh Johnston is expecting another round of price hikes on the company's snacks and beverages early next year. Pepsi has been raising its drink prices this summer into the fall, while its snack prices are rising now. Other consumer packaged goods, good companies include like Procter & Gamble and Pepsi's rival Coke. They have also been raising prices to offset the blow from higher costs, which are eating into the profits. So, inflation is here. It's not going anywhere, and I think it's really brave of PepsiCo CFO to come out and say it and be honest and be like, look, we need to make a certain level of profit in order to keep this ship running, and if we don't, then we're gonna start to be in trouble, right? And I think that by coming out ahead of it and being honest and upfront about it is always the better way to go with your business. If you're experiencing the inflation costs, being upfront, making it a marketing point, and this case, to me, this is a piece of the marketing, right? Is coming out, saying something like that, and being like, look, we know, and everybody else knows, everybody knows inflation, while not hopefully not here to stay forever, is likely to here to stay for a while. It's not just going to evaporate overnight here. So we might be here 6 months, a year, maybe even 2 to 3 years, depending on how things go. And if things like Evergrande end up collapsing and affecting, having even more of a ripple effect through the world economy, it could actually be like 5 to 6 years, 7 years before we actually see like things getting back to the way they were. But at that point, you have normal inflation at 2% per year, which is basically going to catch up at some point. And you're, as I like to say, the bags of chips that used to be 2 for $6, now 2 for $7, might just end up staying 2 for $7. Hopefully, that to me may be one of the best case scenarios is that, we keep it there and not have like a runaway inflation problem. So I think this is a great move. I think if you're in that position where, your costs are continuing to rise, I know at one point we were looking at buying a slide for our pool, and when I went to the pool place, I was like, oh, hey, like what are we doing? And they're like, we can't even talk price. This is the beginning of this summer, and they're like, we can't even talk price. Come back in like 2 months, and maybe we'll have an answer for you, because things are just so runaway crazy expensive right now that we can't even get most of the materials at the time. So basically they were turning away money. Not that I was willing to overpay for a slide at the time, for what it's going to produce. But it's one of those things that at least you're being upfront, and honesty wins the day. Trust wins the day, and it wins it wins the war. It might not win the battle, but it'll win the war when it comes to keeping your customers coming back and trusting what you have to say.